I was bringing her a jar of honey. Who are you, Winnie the Pooh? Welcome to Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest, a weekly podcast where movie enthusiasts, current and ex-movie theater projectionists, new and old friends take the time to talk about a movie that we just watched and answer that very question, should or shouldn't you watch this? Expose the corruption. Protect the hive.
This Friday, there's only one decision you have to make.
To be or not to be? I think I'll take to be.
Tell me what this guy is.
He's a beekeeper.
When the system is corrupt, I correct it.
Honey?
It's flammable. Oh no.
Jason Statham is The Beekeeper. Rated R. Only in theaters Friday.
Joining me today is reoccurring guest, the Queen Slayer himself, Sacklunch. Welcome back, dude.
I mean, it's a little better than Queen Bee himself. Yeah, I'm in.
I was saying you're the Slayer. That's a good masculine title.
Yeah. Been slaying them for years. Yeah.
Well, we're reviewing what I'm calling a stand-in movie. Trust us, this was the best move.
Now I know what you're saying by stand-in. Like, I thought that was a new term for the genre of movie.
No. This is a stand-in for you and I reviewing movies.
Yeah.
We'll get into it a little bit later, but, actually, let's get into it right now.
Sure.
Can a movie be unreviewable?
I didn't think so.
So the answer is yes. And there are now 3 movies in the annals of Should You Watch This that will never see the light of day. The missing episodes. And I'm going to tell you the 3 movies that I believe, in my opinion, based on how I run the show, we can't review them. It's not possible.
Agreed. Okay. Well, I didn't know there was 2 others.
And you have given us the 3rd one. Sacklunch picked American Psycho.
I did. Yep.
We both watched it, ironically, at the exact same time, unbeknownst to each other.
Correct.
And
almost at the exact same time.
Almost at the exact same timestamp.
Within single digit of minutes.
Yeah, 10 to 12 minutes. We were like, oh my gosh, you're watching it right now? Where are you at? Oh, you're at the hour 20 mark? I'm at the hour 12 mark. It's like, it was uncanny. And we're both like, what are we watching? We cannot talk about this.
Right. Like I said, hey, have you watched this? Because I felt like, oh my God, I need to head you off at the pass. Like you need to stop, go back, because you can't unwatch this.
No. And it's ironic that movie, looking at our text thread, we both said, I like this movie, but I also don't like this movie.
Right.
So it's such a weird film, and it's quite lauded from many people and many lists, and I can see where people are coming from, but
absolutely,
I'm not.
I don't think that you can bash the movie.
It's just the subject matter. I just don't want to, talk about it.
But it's not just the subject matter. Like, it really was kind of left pretty broad and hard to understand what it is the message was, what the just, but again, it wasn't terrible. I mean, Christian Bale is brilliant. Plenty of performances in that was good.
Yeah. A lot of weird, dark comedy.
Yeah. Just not reviewable. I think that's the best way to describe it. Is it watchable? I think that everybody needs to decide that for themselves. I can't tell you that it's unwatchable. I'll never watch it again.
Correct.
But I would never say that it's unwatchable.
No, you're right. Unreviewable, but watchable.
Yep,
yeah,
that's where I would go with it.
Yeah, you'll keep it inside your heart when you watch it. You just won't talk about it.
What are the other 2?
Okay, I'm not going to play Guess What's on My Mind because I think that's lame, but I want to give you at least one guess. I'm curious to see if you could even get close. But there are 2 other films that we've watched. Cole and Taylor my other guests who've been on the show many times, we have two movies that we're just like, we're not ever going to review this ever.
Can you give me a genre and time period?
One of them is a Korean film that is dubbed.
Okay.
And the other one is I wouldn't call it an indie film, but definitely not mainstream.
Yeah, the Korean one, I would guess that it's a horror flick.
Nope.
That was kind of like The Ring. No?
Nope.
Okay.
But that's a great guess. That's where I would go if someone said Korean and it's hard to review. I would say a horror film.
Right.
It's called.
Okay, so what is it?
It's called The Handmaiden. It's like 2.5 hours long, and there's some wild stuff in that movie, dude.
Okay.
And it's another American Psycho where it's like, I kind of like this movie, but I can't talk. I just can't talk about it ever again. And then the other one is High Rise with who's the guy that plays Loki in the
Middleton?
Yeah.
I think I know what that movie is. There's a party that goes awry with the
no. It's kind of like it's based on a novel from 1975, and it's kind of making a comment on social stratosphere, where the lower rungs of the social economic situations of people are the lower part of this high rise, and at the very top is the rich 1%ers. But it's just weird, dude, and sometimes incoherent. And I was just like, I don't want to talk about this movie. And we never reviewed it. Okay. So now we have three movies. But now
I'm still shocked. Like I'm still shocked. Sorry, just really quick. I never thought that I would run into that, but I had like the thought of going through the format of how we review things, and I just thought I've drawn a blank on every single element of it. So that's what I want to make sure that the listeners understand. That's what we mean by unreviewable. It's not that it was so gory or anything like that. Plenty of gore, but
plenty.
It's just that it wasn't, from a content perspective, it didn't offer anything.
Yeah, it's just not fun. I mean, the whole point of this show for me is I love movies, and it's an escape, and that was an escape in a weird way, not a great way. And that's just not what I'm about. So anyway.
Agreed.
Check them out if you want to see why we think that way. Those are the 3 lost episodes. And ironically, Jeremy Irons was in High Rise, and he's in the film today that we're going to be reviewing.
Okay.
The Beekeeper from 2024. The description for this one: a kind-hearted landlady. Okay, I'm going to read this description, and shame on you, IMDb, because listen to this. I'm sorry for the listeners. If you want to plug your ears, this is the spoilerist description I've ever read. A kind-hearted landlady commits suicide after falling victim to a phishing scam, leading former Beekeeper operative Adam Clay to set out on a brutal campaign for revenge upon those who are responsible. What a terrible description, dude.
But that's just lazy.
And it's, when I watched that and I saw that scene, it was super crazy. And had I read the description, I would have been, that sucks.
Yeah.
Terrible. Shame on you, IMDb.
Yeah. They're terrible at that anyways.
They are. But ironically, I talk about them all the time. So thanks, IMDb.
They must be doing something right.
Directed by David Ayer, director of End of Watch and Fury, 2 movies that I really like. But then he has some really bad stinkers, like Suicide Squad, Hot Garbage.
Awful.
Bright, I've heard, is not great, but I really want to watch it. It's on Netflix.
I liked it.
Okay. See, I want to watch it. So what's the other one here that I thought was a stinker? The Tax Collector, which has Shia LaBeouf, where he like got
I've never seen it.
random tattoos and he looks like a white drug dealer. I don't know. It's not great. Okay. So there you go. David Ayer. Top billed stars: Jason Statham, Emmy Raver-Lamman, and Bobby Nadiri. Okay, so we're not going to put Jeremy Irons, Felicia Rashad, or Minnie Driver on there. We're going to put those two other.
Or Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah, exactly. All those. I guess they have lower screen time, but not Josh.
Not Hutcherson.
No, yeah, not Minnie Jeremy Driver's Irons.
Almost like a cameo. Jeremy Irons. I mean,
he does a lot of heavy lifting.
I would think so. Yeah, I would put him as an. Would I put him as an A-lister at this point?
Not now in his career, but he definitely has been a B plus, like very good supporting actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Die Hard, like amazing in that.
Yeah, great.
Anyways.
Great character actor, and his voice is very recognizable and unique. Great actor. Very. I love Jeremy Irons.
As do I.
A runtime of 1 hour and 45 minutes. Rated R. Genre on Rotten Tomatoes says action, mystery, and thriller. IMDb says, this is crazy. They're getting worse. Here's the genres. One-person army. Yeah, that's a genre now. One-person army. Come on. Action, political thriller, action, again, crime. Let's put action twice. And then thriller. So.
But would you call this a political thriller? Like right before we went on, we had had a small little dialogue about this. Like I don't. There's nothing really political about it.
There's some politicians in it. Does that make it political?
Right. No.
No, it doesn't. Also, Rotten Tomatoes is still on blast for stealing my rating scale. If you've listened to the last couple episodes, they're on permanent blast.
They're on permanent blast for me as well.
Correct. Even though I look at both of their websites daily. So, love you. I love to hate you.
Correct.
Speaking of IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, this gets a 6.3 out of 10 from 475,000 reviews on IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes gives us a 71% from 184 critics and 92% from 2,500 audience ratings. At the time of this recording, you can stream this on Amazon Prime. And if you choose the highest tier of our Patreon account, you'll have access to the Popcorn Priest permanent collection. Go to patreon.com/Popcorn Priest for details.
I have a bone to pick.
Okay.
Amazon Prime doesn't allow you to travel outside of the country and have full access to Amazon Prime.
We've run into this before in past episodes where you can't see a thing that I can see in the States.
Well, but I don't see almost anything. Like they make a small library of movies available, and they have like this thing that says, while you're abroad, you can watch these. And like they're so far down anybody's list that it's not even worth it.
So how did you see it?
Because I rented it.
You had to rent
Amazon Prime.
Oh my gosh. Dude, just get a VPN or something so you can fake that you're in the States. I bet it's like, that's the only way you can do it.
I don't understand why. Like, what? Why do that?
I don't know. Licensing, streaming rights. I don't know. There's lots of stupid things, but everyone can watch The Office on Netflix outside the United States. But in the United States, you have to go to Peacock.
Wait. You don't have The Office on Netflix?
Nope. Not in the United States. It's been gone for many years.
Really?
In the States, Peacock has exclusive rights to The Office.
I mean, I would say almost weekly or at least monthly. I thought a couple of just random episodes. Like I'll literally close my eyes and just pick an episode.
Yeah. So there, it's both. It's double-edged sword where you live.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe I need to get a VPN to sponsor this show.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into popcorn reviews.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
All right, dude. You choose.
This is going to be good.
You know
this
the
is
drill.
going to be good. You know what? I was going to say let's switch it up, but I just can't. I need the switch back. I need that back and forth. Let's start with a bad one this time.
All right. We'll end on a high note. We're going to do the whiplash like always.
Yep.
First 1 out of 10 comes from Lindsay Ripley, 66335. She says, or they or it, very, very, very bad. Too many grievances to list, says Lindsay. Save your time and your money. It's very, very, very bad. I love her use of vocabulary.
Yeah.
Multiple very bad fight scenes, and the acting could not be worse. Jason Statham is significantly better in The Meg. I don't know about significantly better. He's just himself in all of his shows, which is what we want.
Right.
Which says a lot and of itself. And he looks old and slow in this movie. No, he does not.
There's one scene where he does.
Okay. The fight scenes are egregious and completely unrealistic, but at least they're back to back with very minimal dialogue in between. The names on the marquee are great. Jeremy Irons, Jason Statham, Felicia Rashad, all brought to shake with this show. I don't know what that means. The storyline might be the worst part and continues to hammer home the B theme. All of it is just plain terrible. 1 out of 10.
How do you agree and then disagree all at the same time?
Yeah, especially when you're giving it a 1 out of 10, when you're like, hey, the action's pretty great, and I love that they don't talk a ton between the action set pieces. You got to be giving this a 3 or a 4.
At least. And we say this all the time. Like, what did you expect?
Correct.
Like, this is Jason Statham.
Correct. Yeah.
What do you want?
All right, here's our first 10 out of 10. From a regular on Popcorn Reviews the Reviews, Unique Particle is back.
Okay.
January 10th, 2024. Unique Particle says, easy 10 for me. Even if I'm in the minority, I highly recommend.
Do you know when else you've seen Unique Particle? What other movies has
I swear I've added him every time I see his or her review. I put it in here because I think he's great, or they're great.
And is Unique Particle usually a 10 out of 10?
No, sometimes he's a 1 out of 10. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But he's usually he aligns with me more than I would like to admit.
I almost want to find a special popcorn priest. Should you watch this edition of just going through like 20 movies where Unique Particle did a review?
Yes. Yeah, we should pick our movies based on Unique Particle's reviews.
This guy sounds like a damn hero.
Unique says, so glad I got to see an early screening in IMAX on January 6th. I just couldn't review it yet. Anyway, such an enriching thrill ride to satisfy any action fan of badass one-man army types, kind of like John Wick, with a different style to it. I've been a fan of Jason Statham for a couple of decades now, and this is one of his best. The writing is magnificent. To Kurt Wimmer is perfect for in-depth action extravaganza. For an autistic person that's been scammed numerous times, Beekeeper hit the spot. Whoa!
Oh, man.
Unique has revealed some personal details.
Oh, I also think that he's the one that has made the genre at IMDb. I think that's his job, because I've never heard anybody talk about one-man army until the is it genre? The genre they
Correct.
called it one-man army?
One-man army genre, correct.
And now Unique Particles review. Oh, man, I feel bad, though.
Yeah, so Unique is autistic, and he's been scammed by people numerous times. He goes on to say, I absolutely love the way everything played out. Well directed, crystal smooth writing, amazing story, and top-notch action. Highly recommend. I'll definitely want to own this in 4K. 10 out of 10.
This is somebody that everybody needs as their best friend. Like,
Correct.
You are not going to leave a gathering where he's there and not feel good. Like, he has got to be the most amazing hype man ever.
I tell you, I have a buddy of mine, Dr. Dare. He calls himself the autistic whisperer. And whenever we encounter someone that I'm on the spectrum, I'm sure, somewhere. We all probably are. But whenever he encounters someone that maybe skews a little heavier, he just is sucked right in and has these amazing conversations, and they're awesome. It's so awesome. So,
love me some Dare. That's awesome.
I love Unique Particle. Thanks again. And if you're listening, which I know you are, keep them coming.
Keep them coming, baby.
All right, second 1 out of 10. R. Chad Ellis gives his full name so we can look him up.
Okay.
At least the production employed some people. There's some silver lining there, I guess, according to Chad.
Yeah.
Rumor has it that the script was written on a bet for what movie audiences would buy for a storyline.
That's not true, is it?
According to Chad, it is.
It got me.
Rumor also has it the dialogue was contributed by Miss Cotswold's 4th grade class at Taylor Elementary School in Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, come on. Okay. I guess he was looking for Shakespeare and got Beekeeper.
Rumor also has it Beekeepers with the There's more rumors, please.
Okay.
Rumor also has it beekeepers with the American Beekeeping Federation in Mooresville, Indiana, protested the opening for its depiction of beekeepers as middle-aged bald actors forced to make the same movie over and over again for 2 decades.
Usually I like to make fun of 1 out of 10ers, but I kind of like this guy.
I do. That's why I picked it, man. This is great.
Okay.
He goes on to say, Chad says at 1 hour, 24 minutes, which he's incorrect. It's 1 hour and 45 minutes. Jason Statham's character glares to the right. All other glares are to the left. No other facial expression is ever detected. This is what it is referred to as his range.
That's amazing.
He only glares to the left one time.
That's his range as an actor.
Oh my gosh. I just choked on my own saliva.
I like this Chad guy.
Yeah. Chad finishes this off by asking a question. Was there a good takeaway? Absolutely. I choose the small popcorn at the theater so I wasn't sick when I ate the whole bag before the 22 opening previews finished. 1 out of 10.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's
I mean,
really
enough said.
Really great.
Well done, sir.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get it together, popcorn.
Yeah.
Second 10 out of 10 from Rasaluk Haimi Rasalufkan fuck me says the truth! Exclamation point. What really matters in this world now, I think, LOL. What? Rasaluk says, guys, I'll tell you the truth. What an amazing movie it was for me. Let me tell you this. I was so captivated by the storyline, action, the dramatic and cinematic effects. It was an absolute 10 out of 10 for me. This entire...
Can you imagine this guy and the last guy like meeting, like they're sitting at a table at a wedding reception, and Chad's just listening to this guy talk, and he just is like, just gets up and leaves.
Chad's like, I notice you've got a hexagonal Beekeeper logo on your lapel. What's that all about? I love the Beekeeper. Let's get out of here, man.
I really like your braided belt.
Oh, dude.
Ooh,
The entire movie on its entirety left me with an amazing feeling. I even clapped all by myself in the movies. You gotta watch it in the cinemas or your home theater with proper sound effects, because God knows there are lots of them. Well done, the sound team, and holy moly, that was some nice sound effects. Every sound was on point for me. Thank you. I'd love to work with you guys one day soon.
Do you
it's a resume.
There's a ponytail involved with this human being?
Not only does he have a ponytail, but he's bald.
Yes.
On top.
Amazing.
Correct.
Like hero status. Probably drives an old school Thunderbird. Yeah, man. Like this is my kind of guy.
Yeah. Russell Luca, me. We love you. The masterful action choreography, holy mother of doctor. I was pinned to my seat the minute an action scene would start. I simply was too captivated to move or drink or reach for my phone. And I'm an insta freak. Thank you all, the crew. I know how hard you must have worked on this masterpiece. Wow. I love you. The amazing cast. Thank you for years of hard work and living on macaroni and cheese just to get this point. I salute you. Director, producers, writers, everyone. Up to the drivers that move the crew around. Up to the cleaners who clean the set ready for the next day. I love you. What an amazing creation. I thank you. 10 out of 10.
I mean, he's clearly like, at first I was like, okay, this is I'm into it. But now he's trolling.
Maybe he's also autistic.
Well, it's got to be one or the other. Either he's trolling or he's autistic.
Either way, I accept it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, amen to that. Amen.
All right, last 1 out of 10 comes from Dijon Williams.
Yeah.
Or Dijon Williams, 33692. It's not even worth pirating.
Do you have to pirate anymore?
People do. A lot, I guess. He's saying you don't even need to pirate it. Dijon probably did. As the title states, just one of your usual terrible money laundering junk movies the U.S. keeps pumping out. I'm sure somewhere out there in the ether, there's some resemblance of originality, that there's some original script that doesn't take some washed out Brit and the most annoying Kiwi actor to fulfill, like something with an actual story, not stolen from John Wick or other cardboard cutout action movies I dream to wonder. But alas, here we are in the modern day of Hollywood. Throw yourself through a window. Be some ex-special effects forces with a nonsensical job looking for retribution. You've got the job. Sign right here. 1 out of 10.
Yikes. I mean, look, I did feel like it was a little disjointed and it was trying to be something it was never going to be. Some of the characters just felt completely misplaced. I didn't understand it. So I kind of understand what he's saying, but again, what were the expectations coming in? I don't think you or I will ever understand why people put such expectations on something like this.
Correct. It's like when we reviewed The Last Samurai. It's like, I hate Japan and I hate samurais. Why is this? Come on.
Right. Like, you knew that's what it was about. What are we doing here? So, like, every single movie could be done differently.
Correct.
Of course it can be. So, but just take it for what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, this was never touted as a masterpiece other than for 10 out of 10.
Unique Particle is calling it a
Unique
masterpiece.
Particle loved it. But, I mean, come on, guys.
Correct. Last 10 out of 10.
What's funny, too.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Priest. But what's funny is we sit here and I'm saying that, and then give me like a half an hour, maybe next week, I'll probably be tearing it apart.
All right, let's close this out with a 10 out of 10 by Deb Beach. Deb Beach. Deb Beach. It's spelled D-E-B, Deb, and B-I-E-C-H, Beach. Deb Beach. Entertaining action film. I know 10 stars is aggressive, but some of these reviews, wow, listen, if you want to be entertained in just under 2 hours, watch this movie. If you're looking for an Oscar contender, then skip it. We avoided this movie particularly because of the reviews here, and someone recently recommended it. I'm so glad that they did. Is it unrealistic? Sure. Is it a movie? Yes. But I would love to believe there are people like the beekeepers around, LOL. Jason Statham is awesome, and I have never cheered more for a person to get the bad guys. So many here think it's not real, but our elderly and vulnerable are scammed every single day. These reviewers need to count their blessings. But part of the fun of this movie was cheering on someone who was taking down something most people have heard about. You go! Several complained about the female FBI agent. She's not in the movie long enough to be an issue. She did exactly what she needed. She made it personal. I really hope there's a sequel. It's almost a modern-day Robin Hood, but not stealing money, LOL. If you're at home and looking for something to entertain you for a bit, and you aren't looking for Shakespeare or an Oscar-winning performance, go for it. I prefer this fun and entertaining escape from reality. 10 out of 10.
Look, I can't argue with most of what Deb Bietch said.
Deb Bietch?
Deb Bietch. We kind of just barely said it over the last 5 reviews up to this one. She kind of parroted everything that we've said. So I say right on. Like this was never going to be an Oscar contender.
Correct.
And I draw comparisons to Steven Seagal, and we should probably cherish Jason Statham for a little bit longer because he's going the way of the Seagal. So, yeah, like I agree with Deb Yetch.
There's no surprise why I deliberately selected this review to be in the end. Thank you, Deb Yetch. Let's get into should or shouldn't you watch this? 5 reasons why you should or shouldn't watch The Beekeeper from 2024. I have 5 reasons. You tell me anything that I missed. Number 1, if you like Jason Statham, this is for you.
Yep.
Number 2, if you like revenge movies a la John Wick, this is for you.
Yeah. Tough to put this in any sort of classification as John Wick, but I see what you're saying.
Okay. Number 3, if you want to see a movie similar to Schindler's List, then stop. This is not that. It's not Schindler's List. The bitch already told us that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen to the bitch.
All right. Number 4. If you want some R-rated action and deaths, this will check the box.
Yes. And some pretty cool deaths.
Correct. Oh, very astute observation. Number 5, and last but not least, if you're doom scrolling to find a movie to watch and the above mentioned are okay with you, then turn this on. Yeah.
When we come into movies, most of the time we know what we're going to get. And there's those times where you feel like there's those movies where you really have to be just into it. Every element, you've got to pay attention. Your brain really's got to work. And then on the flip side, there's some that are super emotional, and I've said it before that a great movie can make you fall in love, can make you a hero, feel all those emotions, and that also can be very exhausting. And so sometimes it's good to just shut your brain off and throw on some gym shorts, take the shirt off, and just watch.
You know what I call that? It's a vacation for your brain, dude. We all can't just go on vacation every month. I mean, maybe some of you can that listen and have more money. Please send it my way. I need some more, but we can't. So, hey, on Friday night, I need to take a 1 hour, 45-minute vacation with Jason Statham. Grab your treats, turn your brain off, and have a good time.
I'm with you.
Any other reasons that I missed of why you should or shouldn't watch this?
No, I think you got it.
Yes. This brings us to By the Numbers.
Blank.
For God's sake, just give me the damn number!
These are short and few because it's a pretty new movie, but I got some good ones for you.
Okay.
What do you think the budget was for this? This surprised me, to be honest.
I'd probably put it maybe 73 million.
40.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would say you got some damn good. Now that I know that,
It's amazing.
that changes a little bit. I think you got a lot of bang for your buck here.
Correct. I mean, it came out in January. It's like a la Taken or John Wick. It's perfect for that.
Yeah, that's surprising.
All right. I've got the box office haul. I've split it up into domestic and international and a total.
I'll go total. Actually, I'll go domestic and then total. I would say domestic, it probably did, gosh, dude, maybe 15 million?
66.
No.
Correct.
Holy cow.
It had legs, dude. It had legs because I'll get into it a little bit more next week, but the studio released, it's an Australian studio, and they released it in low amount of theaters because they had another movie called Ferrari with Adam Driver that they were hoping to win a bunch of Oscars for, and that one tanked. And then this one was just getting steam after steam and rolling, and they're like, let's push it to as many theaters as we possibly can. And it just had legs, dude. And Americans ate it up because we didn't have anything to watch. There was nothing out there.
Then total has to be right around 100 million.
152.
Jeez.
Yeah. International, 86 million.
It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel, something's off there.
No.
I'm calling shenanigans.
No, this is accurate. Like, this is at a time where this was supposed to be released on streaming. And somehow it didn't, and no one had any expectation or realized this was coming. And then it came out, and people were like, this is kind of terrible, but it's the best also at this exact same time. And people loved it. It was a great escape.
Huh. Okay.
This is bonkers. This is Jason Statham's 5th film in that last year.
Really?
This guy does he want to buy an island? Does he have back taxes? Does he have alimony? What is going on with Jason Statham?
Did you just call Jason Statham Nicolas Cage?
I did. He's the new Nicolas Cage.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. I don't see it. How can you do that many?
I don't know. He's an animal, and I love him for it. I also got another report that the budget was 34 million, which it makes it even more wild that it's less. But the majority of the film was shot in the UK to qualify for UK tax relief, so they could keep the budget low.
See, but this is where I'm saying, like, we've made reference to it before. Not as much as I'm gonna try to hammer on it now, but like they inflate numbers quite a bit and deflate where they need to. And so I just, something doesn't feel right about 150 million. I just can't see it.
Yeah, I agree with you. None of the numbers are going to be super accurate because sometimes they omit marketing budgets and whatever else in there, and they want to make you, but it's probably in that ballpark. Something
just tells me that it probably made a couple $1 million at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it made this much money, or I even heard about it, like people saying, dude, you should watch The Beekeeper. This is for you, dude. And I was like, I'm okay. And now that I watched it, I apologize to all my friends and people who told me to watch this earlier this year, and I did not.
Yeah, but dude, like
we're not getting.
You're probably going to give this the same bucket as
Stop.
you did The Last Samurai.
You need to stop. Okay?
I don't think I can.
Okay.
I don't think I can.
Okay. By the way, listeners, I got lambasted by the Sacklunch during The Last Samurai. And because of that, I'm doing an exhaustive retrospective of my catalog of movies. I'm going through, I didn't catalog this. I don't know why. I just didn't think it was necessary. But now Sacklunch has brought it to light. I'm going back and listening to every single one of my shows, and I'm cataloging all the ratings, and we will release in the future at the behest of Sacklunch. We're probably going to do it in 1 to 2 episodes, maybe 3, depending on how it goes. We're going to review all the ratings, and Sacklunch is going to, I don't know, tear me a new one.
Destroy you for sure.
I don't think so. I will. You say you'll be vindicated. I will be vindicated.
There's no way.
There's no way,
The Last Samurai, a large bucket.
There's no way, dude.
The listeners need to comment.
Okay, well, fair enough. I'll post all of them. But that's coming. It's taken me longer than I thought. And by the way, I apologize to the listeners. The first, 30 to 40 episodes are hot garbage. I was learning. I didn't have great equipment, but you can see my evolution, and that's why I keep them up. So if you want to see where I came from, go listen to some earlier shows.
I think I'm going to go back to numero uno, because I don't even remember where you were at with my first episode. I want to say the 50s.
What? Oh, when you first joined?
Correct.
Well, there was a little bit of back and forth where I was putting up old episodes, and then I would occasionally drop in one with better audio to give listeners, hey, this is what's coming, but I have back content, archival content that I want to release. So I can't remember what our first episode was. Anyway, that's coming. This was, I thought, interesting. These are about ages and birthdays of Jason Statham. So Adam Clay's birth date from the FBI file is 7/26/1967, which is Jason Statham's actual birthday.
7/26/1966?
67.
Wow. Okay.
And this is also funny.
Still young.
The film shows Adam Clay's profile as being aged 40 to 50, but that doesn't make sense because he's 55.
No, he's closing in on 60. He's 57.
So yeah, it's like, it doesn't make sense, but it's fine.
Yeah, that doesn't. Okay.
It's kind of a microcosm of the film. Like, it's fine. We don't care. You can say he's 50 and then have 40 and then have his birthday be he's 55. Whatever. This was my last number. This film appears to have had a very interesting gestation. I already talked about how the Australian distributor didn't really understand how to market this film, and then they saw that it was getting more legs than that Ferrari movie that flopped.
Okay.
It was developed by Miramax. The rights were sold to MGM and Amazon Studios the month before filming even started, toward the end of 2022. MGM/Amazon in turn sold the UK and Ireland rights to Sky Cinema, giving the distinct impression this film was going to debut on only streaming platforms. However, that changed when it was noticed that there were no higher caliber action-based movies in cinemas at the beginning of 2024, so it was decided in October 2023 to give this film a wide theatrical release, with it releasing worldwide in January and February of 2024.
See, and this is where I go back to what I was saying. Like, I just, something doesn't add up. I mean, it was meant for streaming.
Just accept it.
I know, but you can't just all of a sudden, okay, to hit 150 million, even to hit the 60 million that it hit domestically.
66.
You have to hit 66. Sorry, you have to hit a large amount of theaters. And you can't hit that level of theaters if you haven't if it's a last minute decision to even go limited theaters and then to try to go with a wider release. So
they can and they did.
Okay.
It's exactly what happened.
I'm saying no.
We
I'm saying they're
disagree again.
fluffers. I'm saying they're fluffing the numbers.
Nah.
Bunch of fluffers.
Nope. You don't do that to the Beekeeper.
You shouldn't.
No.
That's for dang sure.
No.
Because box office be damned, this was the Beekeeper. So
All right, my last number is kill count.
bodies. Let's go.
Before you guess, this was very varied online. So I have 3 numbers. So we're going to extrapolate kind of a mean of what the kill count is. But I'd like to hear what you think it is first.
Yeah, I mean it's a big number. The difficulty and the reason why it's probably varied is he doesn't necessarily kill some of the FBI agents, but then he kind of does at other times. It's a little bit of a weird dynamic. But I would probably put the overall verified kill count at, let's go with 52.
Bro, are you serious?
Yeah.
It's 50. That's the first. That's the exact number. Was 52. That's the first number.
Is that 52?
It was 52 exactly.
Yes. Yes.
But I also
it's been
found
a while since I've been really that close. So
I would say you are above 75%, right? I would say you're batting up. Your average is high.
Well, the box office I miss a lot on.
Yeah. But I think overall, of all my guests, you guess right more than all of my guests.
Yes. Okay.
But I also saw 2 other numbers, 42 and 36. So
yeah, I can see why there's confusion.
Yeah, I agree. There's some stuff where maybe it's like the Terminator. He will live. You know. We're not sure.
Yeah, he kind of you can't tell. And not only that, but even the ones where he let him live, I mean, some of those falls look pretty hard.
They're not going to have a great quality of life after they've encountered the Beekeeper.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else before we move on to next week's spoiler zone?
No, I'm hyped to get into spoiler zone. Okay. I think this week, the reviews did a great job of really summing up and setting the stage. I thought the reviews were some of the best we've ever had.
I agree. Very great. And I'm glad that American Psycho led us to this.
Yes.
I'm happy about that.
Amen.
At this point, there will be spoilers up ahead. So if you want to watch it, then come back next week and join us for a breakdown of It's About to Get Sticky Up in Here from 2024. I'm on the social medias. I dare you. No chuckle on that? Okay, I got it. I dare you to message the great Popcorn Priest at Popcorn Priest. I love movies and would love it if you'd share the love. Share this with the movie lover in your life for the cost of a cup of coffee. You can help the Popcorn Priest support his movie addiction and allow him to keep giving you these labor of love reviews by visiting patreon.com/Popcorn Priest. And lastly, the easiest way to support the show and the most free is like and subscribe. And give us a 5-star review. Easier than making honey. As always, thanks for listening. And thanks to my special guest, Don't Honey Me, a.k.a. Sacklunch.
The puns don't stop. This was a good one, man. I'm looking forward to next week. And also, every time I'm on this with you, you always say like and subscribe, and I need you to start to add like, subscribe, and share with everybody that you can.
Yeah, please share it. I mean, that's the best way you can help us. If you can't throw us a couple of bones, dollars, share and like and subscribe. That's the best way to help us out.
Absolutely.
Join us next week for part 2 of Don't Get Between Me and My Honey. Honey from 2024. We'll see you guys next week.